folks. How you doing? I know no show today. No Wayne S. Pierce show today, but I did want to put up a message. Short, sweet, to the point. Short, sweet, and to the point. That would be fire all congresspersons, please. Fire them all. Get rid of them all. Get them out. Send them away. Bye-bye. Go away. Adios. It is now revealed through the alternative media that the uprising in Ukraine was, well, perpetrated by us. Perpetrated by military-industrial complex. Let me tell you why. And I had an epiphany this morning when I heard this news. And it's this. If you look at the Ukraine, look at the map of the Ukraine and all the countries around it, we're kind of allying ourselves, or they are allying themselves to us. And the Ukraine was the last vestige of hope in that region for us. Okay, and I'll tell you why. It's called resources. It's called oil. If you look at all of that, and you look at all the locations of the pipelines from Russia in through the Ukraine out into other areas, that's massive. It's freaking massive. And the news that came out in the alternative media from Pete Santilli, from other areas, literally, when you look at the leaked phone call that was there as well, you'll find that this whole thing was set up. This whole thing was set up. This whole thing was manufactured, created. It's a false flag event. Russia knew it. Our military-industrial complex is funding and supporting and created the uprising in Kiev, Ukraine, and Russia went, that ain't happening, Jack. And they sent their troops in there, and now Russia has their, the Capitol building in Kiev under its control. We wanted to go in there with our allies that are around there and basically use the oil, set it up for commerce. But where is all that money going? To the IMF, who controls everything. Oh, don't get me wrong. Russia is just as controlled as the U.S., if not more. But the Rothschild banks were paid off. And now Vladimir Putin can do whatever he wants without any repercussion financially to his bottom line. So he doesn't like the fact that somebody's taking his money or taking his resources. So he's jumped in there to take him back. So my message is fire all of the politicians in Washington, D.C. Fire them all. Every single one of them. Just fire them all. Pete Santilli suggested that people go to the State House and start a massive bonfire outside. Well, that'll get their attention. You know, I stand with Adam Kokesh, who got arrested for loading a shotgun in Washington, D.C. He spent a few months in jail. He was released. But the fact of the matter is that we can do whatever we want because of the protections of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights of the United States of America. And we hope that other people use self-control and common sense and peaceful demonstration to get their point across, not start big-ass bonfires outside a State Department. Although that would get their attention. I'm not condoning it. But that wasn't me who said that. Go talk to Pete Santilli over at the Pete Santilli Show at Guerrilla Media Network. Okay. We should fire all the politicians, get rid of them all, every single last one of them. Every single last one of them. Okay? There's not going to be any breaks here on this show. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes, and you can go to freeamericaradio.us to listen to this. Or Spreaker.com. But the bottom line is, you and I are in control of this country. And if the people of the Ukraine were armed, which they are, but Russia has bigger guns, they'd be some hell to pay. People in America right now, look at what's happening in Connecticut. There's other states as well that are they're trying to confiscate your guns. Okay? They're trying to confiscate your guns. Okay? I don't know why you folks want to continue to say, oh, that's not true. That's not right. That's not. Well, get this. From WashingtonExaminer.com, in a battle over the ability to talk guns and make sales on Facebook with anti-gun advocates like former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg's Mayors Against Illegal Guns, the NRA, with its 3 million Facebook supporters, is attempting to temper liberal efforts to rid the site of gun-themed pages. Instead, Facebook on Wednesday announced a compromise that will continue to allow gun talk and sales, but will restrict access to users 18 years and older. It will also be on the lookout for sales of illegal guns with the NRA, which the NRA doesn't want sold either. Here's another one from Fox News. The Pentagon is sending 6 fighters to Poland. 6 fighter jets to Poland. Do you get what's happening here, folks? Do you get what is happening here? Okay? I don't know where your heads are at. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Now, I can say this. That if you are even thinking about supporting gun-grabbing activists, if you're even thinking on supporting your politician in your area to have gun control laws implemented in your city, I got something to tell you. Pack your crap and get to Russia, because obviously that's what you want. Let me tell you something else. Gun-grabbing, liberal, bleeding heart sons of you know who you are. You ain't taking my guns, and you ain't taking the guns away from the born and bred and raised Americans right here. And if you think you are, bring it on. I'm done with stupid people. I said that before. I'm done with stupid people. I'm not going to put up with them. I don't have to put up with them. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. If people don't like that, there's the door. Have a nice day. I think at some point, we all have to sit down and say, wait a minute, we're all free to have what we need, but we have a God-given right to protect ourselves. So why are other people trying to take that away from us by restricting how we protect ourselves? So if you can't get it and don't understand it, if you just cannot wrap your mind around that common sense, then as William Cooper would say, it's beyond my capability to explain it to you. Bottom line is, folks, you are responsible for taking care of yourself, your family, your neighborhood, your county, your city, your state, your government. You don't have to agree. As a matter of fact, I don't agree with anybody in Washington, D.C. right now. But if I was up there and crap hit the fan, I'd protect as many people as I possibly could, regardless of what color they were or what political affiliation they had, because they're human beings and they have a right to exist and they have a right to express themselves and say what they want and protect themselves by any means necessary. So if you gun-grabbing liberal pieces of trash want to try to take my guns away, go ahead and bring it. Oh, by the way, you better go step over the line because you are now against the freedoms and liberties and sovereignty of the people of the United States, and you are against the Constitution. So you might as well just go take your happy little ass over to the UN and say, what can I do to help you out? No, I'm done with stupid people. I make no apologies for what I say. I may upset people by the way I say it, but you get my point, don't you? So enough's enough. I've had it with people who want to suppress me. I've had it with people who are out to do nothing but subvert and undermine the Constitution and the freedoms of the American people. I'm done. Number one off the list, right there. I am done with stupid people. Come join me on the Views Expressed live at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com and also at freeamericaradio.us. You can email me at freeamericaradio@unseen.is. That's freeamericaradio@unseen.is. My apologies for not having the Wayne S. Pierce show today, but it will be a combined show today on the Views Expressed. Kind of lighthearted a little bit. I'm going to get some serious discussions in there, and hopefully at some point, hopefully some point, I'll read you some headlines and some articles. How's that? The Views Expressed live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern at freeamericaradio.us. Thank you very much for listening to this slightly shorter podcast. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. In the meantime, come join me on the Views Express Live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right there on freeamericaradio.us.